Is everyone ready? Then it's time for the Player 4 Podcast.
Hey, I'm Haley, aka Hales on the Rooster Teeth website.
I am Tristan, aka Chagrazier.
This is Alex, aka Chaos Black 21.
And finishing off the roundup is Joseph, a.k.a. Jay Dunlap.
All right, welcome to the Player 4 Podcast, and we're going to start off with And Another Thing.
And another thing.
I actually have something for And Another Thing this week. Isn't it crazy?
Wow, great.
That's surprising.
So last week we finally answered Haley's question about what our favorite fairy tales were, and I talked a lot about The Little Mermaid. And we kept referring to it as a grim fairy tale, which I think is probably widely accepted as, but it was in fact written by Hans Christian Andersen.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's not technically a Grimm Brothers fairy tale.
Yeah.
Way to go.
I know, my bad, sorry.
But it's still in the fairy tale aspect, so I mean, it's in the same family.
You can still be a Disney princess.
I'm shocked at your ignorance of European history and literature.
Sorry, you know.
Because European. Wait, I did the joke wrong.
No,
I
that
think
worked.
you did.
Last night I twitched for the first time.
How was that?
Did you have another spasm and hit yourself in the face?
No, but I did jump out of my chair and scream to the holy heavens.
So that was the twitch?
Yeah. I was playing Evil Within, and I almost pooped my pants. You can keep that.
There's a lot of bathroom humor.
Yeah, you're killing me, Smalls.
Everybody poops.
Yeah, seriously,
Nobody
you can
poops
keep
but
that.
And if they don't, they're an android and should be destroyed.
Exactly, so you could keep that crap. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
You said crap.
Well, you were going to cut that part out anyway.
No, I never said that.
I don't know what you're doing.
We're not cutting any of the podcasts. We're doing it raw. We're actually live right now.
It's raw.
Is it raw dog?
Cannot make that joke. Don't do it.
This fish is so raw, it's saying it's a trap.
It's a tarp.
Damn.
Yeah.
But it does take a while to hook your Xbox, whatever you're using. Like I was doing my roommate's Xbox, and it took forever to set it up. That's the only problem I had with it. It just took a long time.
I wonder if it's your fault then, Haley, because last night, while you were apparently twitching, I got an email from Twitch saying that my account was lawfully accessed, and they reset everything on it. So now I have to go recreate my Twitch account. Thanks.
That was everyone.
No, Haley accessed your account, Tristan.
I knew it.
Totally hacked.
See?
I totally hacked.
She has hacksaws.
Yeah, I've got this Mac.
Hackling?
And I use it for hacking, not acne.
It's a Mac hack. It's a Mac attack.
Yeah, big Mac attack. What's up?
Holla back to the Mac.
Her third name is Haxel.
I think we're getting off track.
That sounds like Paxil. It's like a drug.
I'm starting to believe we don't have a track.
This is a train wreck.
We're talking about something else. Are we still doing And Another Thing?
Yes. Do you have something for And Another Thing?
No. I was just asking.
Does anybody...
I did amazing last week, and I just want to give myself a pat on the back. Oh, and by the way, my finger doesn't hurt.
What about your face? Because you smacked your face, too.
My face is fine.
You've had 2 episodes now of you doing something to yourself, whether it's ripping your pants or hitting yourself. What's this episode going to be?
I fell asleep.
my vote is dropping something on the toe.
Actually, I was just stretching. I'm very flexible, so, I can't sit still when we actually do our podcast. I actually move around a lot.
Well, I don't have anything for And Another Thing either.
That's fine.
I think I did amazing last week. I'm beautiful, and I'm just all around amazing, so you're welcome.
So, we like to talk about gaming. So, we want to be a gaming podcast, and we want to talk about games. We also want to talk about what our audience wants to hear about. So, to do that, we actually did something cool recently. We actually recently took some suggestions from the audience to see what they wanted to hear about. One of those suggestions was for Bloodborne to be discussed. None of us has yet played it, but as soon as Haley gets a chance to play it, I'm sure we'll have her talk about it in the future. A few other suggestions were given, and I believe that Alex has the story on that.
All right, so I made a journal here before the podcast started, asking people what they wanted us to discuss, and Stuart on the site, who is now going by Mass Halo Gear, wanted to ask us what we thought of the DC Marvel rivalry and if it's good for superhero movies.
Yes, because first of all, I can't remember. I feel like DC was the first when it came to like movies, because I feel like the Batman movies are probably one of the oldest. And then I think Marvel kind of got it, and we're like, oh, this is a good idea. Let's stop making just animated features and put it on the big screen with live action. And because of it, like, I mean, their rivalry has been fueling them, like, pretty much all these years. And of course, it's just natural for it to fuel them when it comes to movies. Like, and right now, I'm thinking Marvel's winning. Just saying.
Other thoughts?
I kind of have an interesting take on this subject, so thank you. Can I call him Stu?
Call him Stu.
I'll call him Stewie.
Oh, okay,
Stuart.
Fine.
Cool guy, though. So my take on this is, I first off acknowledge that there is a rivalry between DC and Marvel, simply because they are the frontrunners in comic books and always have been, and probably always will be to some extent. There are indie comics. There's things like Dark Horse, but it's those two for the most part when it comes to superhero stories. Now, I acknowledge that. That is a rivalry that will always be there, although I don't think it really affects their output in comic books, although they do sometimes kind of, we'll say, borrow from each other from time to time. Sometimes a writer from one of those franchises will start working for the other and then pretty much rip off his own characters. But movie-wise, you have to figure in that Marvel has their rights all over the place. So it's not necessarily Marvel versus DC. It's more like Sony's Marvel versus X-Men Marvel versus Disney Marvel versus DC. There's a rivalry, sure, between all of those because they're all trying to make the next big box office hit. But at the same time, rivalries are good for all parties involved. We always seem to think in sports or other rivalries that somehow it's the good versus why are they even considered an equal of my favorite whatever. Yeah, so if you're a big Marvel fanboy, then you're going to be like, well, DC sucks. Why is this even a rivalry? But rivalries are good for all parties involved because it brings attention to it, and they both parties will feed off of that, and it becomes the mother of innovation in those cases. I don't see that big of a rivalry between DC and Marvel. I see Marvel's success inspiring DC to either go big or go home, and I can't wait to see the result because we're going to see a lot of awesome stuff from DC. So I am on board for what they're doing. Just as much as I've been on board with what Marvel's been doing for the past however many years they've been doing what they're doing. I'm not going to pick a side like you typically would in a rivalry because I don't see it as a rivalry as necessarily. I see it as cross-inspiration. That's how I see it.
It's weird. I haven't felt like they've been a rivalry for a while. Like, they've sort of just been coexisting, and all these heroes, while existing in different universes and having their own unique television shows, comic books, or movies, were all just one, let's call it a pantheon of superheroes, and I haven't felt that rivalry of, oh, you like the Justice League? Well, I think the Fantastic Four is better. You know, I just haven't felt like that has been going on. And
I don't think it's much of like DC is better than Marvel, or Marvel's better than DC. I feel like it's not that kind of rivalry anymore. It's more like, which superheroes can we put out and I don't know. Like, I feel like they're trying to do something more with, like, the backstories and, like, the origin stories and trying to give the more, which are the more action-packed. Because even, like, Marvel's, like, what I think is interesting is that because I feel like they're trying to top themselves. It's not even just a competition between DC and Marvel. It's like Marvel's trying to top Marvel again. Like, Marvel dug out of, like, the deep recesses of their comic books, Guardians of the Galaxy, which isn't actually it's not as big as a comic book series as their other ones. So everyone was kind of surprised that they chose to make a movie out of them.
Yeah, that's funny and also ironic in that now that they have made a movie about it and it's awesome, now people will read Guardians of the Galaxy, and they really should milk that. One thing I really
intend to.
Yes, good. And one thing I'm really, really enjoying about this back and forth between DC and Marvel is we had the whole DC saying, I don't know if people are ready for having Wonder Woman on screen yet. Did anyone read this joke?
I didn't.
Where Marvel answered up with, here's a talking raccoon and a tree, and it's the Guardians of the Galaxy that nobody's heard of, but everyone pretends that they have. And then DC kind of looked at that, took some notes, and now they're saying, okay, well, here's the Suicide Squad.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was so excited for the Suicide Squad, but they wouldn't have done it if it weren't for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Possibly true. I at least had heard of the Suicide Squad before they announced any project about it. I had never heard of Guardians of the Galaxy until they announced the release of that film.
Let's be honest, a lot of people hadn't heard of Hooked on a Feeling.
I actually have a really funny story about it.
Well, that's a generational thing.
No, that's honestly my childhood. I went to a camp, and
Will you stop talking about your childhood? It was 5 years ago.
And every morning when we were getting dressed and doing our chores, she would play that song. So whenever I hear that song, it makes me think of summer camp when I was like 7.
I am Dop.
What's with the DOP references? That was last week.
That was last week. It's done now. But yeah,
that pictures.
I guess my point was that it seems to have become kind of a generational thing. Like, if I talk to my parents, born in the 50s, grew up with these comic books as their form of entertainment. My dad is just, will go to the floor for DC. Superman is his favorite hero of all time. And he doesn't even, you can say, what do you think of Captain Marvel? Who? What do you think of the Fantastic Four? Who? He's never even heard of the Marvel characters. He knew that Marvel was a company, and he knew he didn't care for their comics, and he was all DC. And it's the same if you ask my mom, who is all Marvel. She knows who the DC heroes are, but she never read them. She didn't care about them. She always was saying, oh yeah, Fantastic Four is way better than anything DC has. And that's how that rivalry kind of struck me when I was growing up, because that's what I had in my house was, my dad was, Superman's the best thing. My mom's always like, you don't know anything. You need Invisible Woman. And so I grew up understanding this competition for top dog between DC and Marvel. And today I don't see it. They don't seem to compete at all. They just sort of coexist, and now we've got one huge pantheon of heroes, which I think is good, bad, and indifferent. I think it's actually pretty cool.
I would agree with that, because when I go to the movies, I was never big, like a huge DC Marvel. I never really read the comics at all, but when I go to a movie, sure, I see in the opening titles, oh, this is DC or this is Marvel, but to me, they're all just mixed in together, and I just think of them all as one and the same.
Superhero movies.
Yeah.
You see another superhero movie, and that's
exactly.
I think that's an interesting thing, how people, nowadays you don't feel that a DC movie is coming out, versus a Marvel one. It's just a superhero movie is coming out, and they're all just sort of one entity, like you said.
And that's partially because of how the rights of Marvel are so spread out. You can't really view it as a Marvel movie. It's it's an X-Men movie, or it's a Spider-Man movie, or it's the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or DC. Once it starts to spread out like that, it's no longer a duality. You said something, Tristan, that really struck a chord with me, and that you were talking about how a DC fan might go, who? When talking about the Fantastic Four. I wonder if in Guardians of the Galaxy, when Star-Lord says his name the first time and the guy goes, who? I wonder if that's kind of a little tongue-in-cheek reference to the fact that almost nobody knew who Star-Lord was to begin with.
I think I could see that, absolutely. That's really funny. I hadn't thought of it, but yeah.
Did you see the Honest trailer?
The Honest trailer? No, I didn't.
They kind of make that joke where they're saying, yeah, nobody knew who these people were, and they had the guy go, who?
Yeah, and it's always really cool when you can watch a movie that pokes fun at itself or at its own genre and does it in a way that doesn't feel like breaking the fourth wall, but if you pay just a little bit of attention, you go, I see what you did there.
On the subject of videos that not many people have seen, I saw a fan-made video that was a compilation of scenes from movies and other fan-made videos that was a trailer, a series of trailers, I think, for... it was for nothing. It was just scenes put together and made as a trailer for a fake movie, and it was Star Wars versus Marvel and DC. And it's so awesome. Really, Alex, you need to link dump this because it's so good.
I'm behind on the link dump. I plan on getting caught up here soon.
Hopefully.
Is it linked up or link dump?
It's
Link
link dump.
Dump. You're dumping links into an area that people can go to them.
Well, I mean, both ways work. Linked up, as is you're linking up the things, or linked
Yeah, but
dump.
that's a
or...
website.
I don't know.
No, that's LinkedIn.
Yeah. Anyway, Tristan, I thought about that because you said that we now view DC and Marvel as one big pantheon, dual pantheon, like the Greek and Roman pantheons, right. I guess. And there's a lot of similarities, much in the same way as the Greco-Roman pantheon. So I thought about that video because it's so awesome, and I really, if you're listening, you need to go and watch it because it's so awesome.
I really like those videos that everyday Joe users like us cut together where they say, the track from this trailer and the video from these trailers put together would make a really cool video, and some of those are really awesome. I used to watch them all the time. You ever see like the ones where they cut together, they'll take like a TV show and cut it together with like a movie trailer to kind of present the TV show with this new plot line kind of thing? I always thought those were fun.
I liked the video I saw. There's a lot of videos that are Star Trek versus Star Wars, but the best one I ever saw was so well cut and seamless. And the storyline of the video was that the Enterprise from Star Trek arrived in the Star Wars universe after doing like a warp drive, and then they saw a Star Destroyer, and the Emperor and Darth Vader are talking to them over the intercom, and they're like responding, and then they have a battle. And because they don't have shields in Star Wars, the Star Trek guys are just ripping into the ship. And then they fire up the Death Star weapon. And then the Star Trek guys are like, we got to get out of here. And they warp away.
Wow.
That is really cool. I want to see that
People
one.
can make some amazing things on YouTube. I wish I was good at that stuff. God.
Yeah, I used to watch those AMVs all the time where they took an anime and put it to a song. It's like I tried to use Movie Editor to do that kind of stuff. I could not. I just could not. Like, I had no organization to like grab clippings of an episode, a TV show, and arrange them to a song. I did not have the patience and the organizational skills to do it in any meaningful way.
Yeah, I made 2 of those actually while I was in college.
I remember I saw them.
Aren't you still in college, Alex?
Okay, when I was in college the first time.
Are you in grad school?
Isn't this your third time to be in college?
No, this is my second time in college.
No, but you have like a degree you're not even using.
I have a master's degree.
So so you're in school for the third time then?
No, I was in school one time. I got a master's. I skipped the bachelor's, and now I'm in school this time.
Holy
Cheater.
crap, Alex.
Yeah, architecture didn't pan out for me. So, computer programming, yay!
I knew that you had a degree in architecture. I didn't remember that it was a master's degree.
Wow, that's amazing.
Well, considering he skipped his bachelor's.
Well, I mean, is it skipped or did he combine
Yes.
it, get it 5 years kind of thing?
Yeah, it was a 5-year master's degree, and so basically I never got a bachelor's degree. It just went straight to master's.
Oh, that's interesting, because they were trying to offer that, or they were planning to offer that kind of thing to us in engineering, and they said, you can trade out a couple classes in your 5th year and take master's courses instead, and you'll get a bachelor's of science in engineering and a master's of science in engineering. Of course, by the time I got there, that program still hadn't been implemented, but that's how it was supposed to work. It would be a 5-year master's, but you'd also have a bachelor's.
Yeah, Mine was just the Masters, and it was actually, I think I was the second year that they started doing that. So they were still testing it with us.
Did they put you in little hamster wheels? Since you were a guinea pig.
Is it approved? Is it approved for human testing?
It felt like it was in a hamster wheel when I was at my desk.
Was it like ghetto school building?
No.
Was it like Schoolhouse Rock?
Is it Conjunction Junction?
What is your
What's your
function?
Looking up closets and making...
At least we can harmonize on that.
But yeah, I'd like to thank Stuart again for that suggestion, and just to plug him a little bit, he does do the RT Community One-on-One podcast, which he just released the 32nd episode today. Okay, guys, who all has purchased their RTX SideQuest tickets?
I have. I'll work on it. I'm just poor right now.
It depends on what you want. There's a bunch of price tiers here, so you can just buy the ticket that suits your availability, your needs, or your desires.
No, but I would love to go to it. All of it.
Needs or your desires.
Your needs and desires. So they broke it up pretty nicely here, actually. You can go to just the Bar Olympics, which is what a lot of people do. They have a lot of fun doing all kinds of games. There's a cocktail party and charity auction. That's on Thursday night?
Yes, it is.
Thursday night. When is the Bar Olympics? Is that Friday or Saturday?
That's Saturday.
Saturday.
Last year, there was a group of us that walked around for a while Friday trying to find something to do, and Alex kept saying, let's not go to the place they're going to have Bar Olympics. Let's not go to Buffalo Billiards because we're going to be here tomorrow night. And there was nowhere else to go, so we went there, and he was like, no, we're going to...
Yes, I was a sourpuss that night.
Sorry we made you have fun.
You guys are going to have me there, and it's going to be so much fun.
So, Tristan, yes, it is every other day of RTX weekend. So it's Thursday, Cocktail Bar, Saturday, SideQuest, Bar Olympics, and Sunday is the luncheon. Or, no, Monday's the luncheon.
You're correct. Monday is the luncheon.
That's where the meat.
I've never been to the Salt Lick. Have you?
Yes, we went
Alex
there.
and I went with Bree and her husband.
That's what they were saying as a barbecue restaurant, right?
Yes, it's amazing.
Oh, yay.
Now, they do serve things besides barbecue, correct?
What's the point?
Yeah.
Well,
Why the heck would you go to a barbecue restaurant and not get barbecue? What are you, like a vegetarian?
I actually think they did have a few non-barbecue things that you typically would have with barbecue. I don't remember it because I didn't even look at it.
So it is specifically like a barbecue restaurant.
You sit at the table and they bring you a platter of barbecue.
You don't even
various
order
times.
it. They just bring it to you.
They bring it to you.
Joseph,
Yes.
is your wife coming to RTX?
She's not coming to RTX, but she's picking me up and dropping me off in the opposite order.
Oh, I wanted to meet her.
You're going to meet her.
Yay!
She's dropping me off,
That order.
and then she's picking me up, and she's going to the Salt Lake. She has a ticket.
Oh, okay.
Now, there is something on Sunday, but it's only for all access passes. It's once again at Buffalo Billiards, and they just have
VIP lounge.
Yeah.
Basically the Bar Olympics, but without all the points and things.
Is that what they were saying that, like, because I remember you guys were explaining something to me that people from Rooster Teeth go to the SideQuest, correct? Or is I think there's something else?
They often do.
They make
lot of them were at
yes.
A lot of them were at the charity auction.
Okay.
I talked to Matt about Jazz for a while, and it was there because he was selling his headphones. So before we wrap up, I wanted to mention that the script reading we did last week was very successful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good reviews on that. Mostly that it sucked, so it was funny.
Wait, where are reviews coming from? Because I never see them. Like, do they happen on YouTube? Because I don't. I always go and check to see if we've gotten any like little.
We have yet to get a YouTube comment, so if you're listening, leave us a YouTube comment.
I don't know if we really want YouTube comments, though.
You know what? If there's a debate, I'll go and troll it, okay?
There's no such thing as bad
So,
publicity.
no, where are you getting the little reviews?
Our friends.
Oh, gotcha.
Tristan's friends talk to him, my friends talk to me, your friends talk to you. And then they tell their two friends, and
I don't have any
friends. And Alex doesn't have friends.
Yeah, I was about to say.
He thinks that Church is his best friend.
Aww.
We are best friends.
Church, I'm your best friend.
And no, Tristan, we're not breast friends.
Those
That
are
was
buddies.
one time. That was one time, and I apologized to her.
Anyway, a few of our listeners said that they really liked the script reading and they wanted to hear more improv-like games. So I figured we could change things up and do a new game that I came up with today. Tristan helped. Right, Tristan?
Yeah, I want all the credit.
And I agreed.
So it was Tristan's idea, and it was also my idea, but he gets all the credit. And I want to call it the Shyamalaning, but I figure maybe we'll just settle on
I think
plot
it might,
twist.
Isn't it
I think it
Shyamalan?
might reach a wider audience if you call it the Shyamalaning.
Yeah, Shyamalan. Shyamalaning.
Shyamalan Ding Dong.
But we can call it the plot twist if you want.
That's probably
And
easy.
It will be a collaborative storytelling game. And what will happen is we'll have one person start off, and everyone will kind of help set up the scene. What we're doing is we're writing a horrible movie. Anyone ever
Watch
played
one of M. Night Shyamalan's movies. You're good.
Wah, wah.
Womp womp.
We're going to help each other come up with the idea for a horrible movie. We'll have a premise, and one person will go for about 30 seconds, and they'll start out the scene of the movie, but then the next person will interrupt and say, but here's the twist. And here's the thing, if you want it to be like a romance about Sean Connery and, I don't know,
Burt Reynolds.
The Annoying Orange and Burt Reynolds, and it's a romantic comedy, like a bromance, then you start off the story, and you're doing their voices, because they've got dialogue, and they're doing a story, and then the person that interjects, and we'll just go in order, in our typical order, will say, and here's the twist. Or something like that, and then they'll go for about 30 seconds, and then we'll just keep doing a twist and twist and twist and twist until we finally get to an ending.
I think there's a song about that from like the 80s.
Come on,
Let's
baby.
twist again,
Let's do
like we did last year.
But have you heard?
About the bird.
No, no, and I
Okay.
don't want to hear.
She's
So
an angry bird.
let's choose a genre. Tristan, genre.
Genre. Let's go with horror.
Okay, it's a horror flick. And Haley, give us a celebrity. Doesn't have to be movie.
Ryan Reynolds. I don't know. First name.
Okay, Ryan Reynolds is the killer. Alex, who is the protagonist?
The protagonist is going to be Lisa Kudrow.
Okay.
Oh, God.
We don't even have a script this time, so it's going to be even better than last week.
Haley, you start us off. Where are they?
You're Lisa
Okay.
Kudrow.
Where's Lisa Kudrow?
Where
Lisa
is she?
Kudrow. Oh my! It's so dark out here. I can't even read my tarot cards. Oh gosh!
So she's lost in the dark.
And I'm lost in the woods. Why I came out here, I don't know, but I heard that bears give great tarot card readings.
The twist is that the bears don't give good tarot card readings, but they do read crystal balls.
Oh no, I left my ball at home.
No, it's
What
Tristan's turn now. He gets to do Lisa Kudrow.
I'm debating if I should keep it in the third person or if I should act out my Lisa Kudrow lost in the woods.
You can be third person. It's just all dialogue spoken by Lisa Kudrow is you being Lisa Kudrow.
So Lisa Kudrow's in the woods and she
I
finds...
based Lisa Kudrow off of her Phoebe character from Friends.
I've got all these tarot cards, but the bears are trying to read with the crystal balls. I have no idea what's going on. But I think they're channeling my dead dog.
So now it's Alex's turn. What's the twist?
The twist is that Ryan Reynolds is dressed as one of the bears.
Oh, snap.
No one would have seen it coming.
And so Ryan Reynolds pulls off the bear mask and starts chasing with a knife. Hey, I'm gonna kill you. Get over here so I can sharpen my knife on your bones. Oh no, Ryan Reynolds, you're so hot, but I have to run away from you.
With a twist.
What a twist!
But the twist is she's dressed as Deadpool.
Oh.
And he stops for a second and he realizes that he really can't kill her after all because they're both
He is.
Deadpool. And so then he starts to think that she's one of his personalities. And so then he goes to get tacos, and he ties her up and puts her in the trunk to go get tacos. The end.
The end.
You didn't even say any voices.
Yeah, Joseph totally cheated.
What?
We all use voices. You did not use any voices.
Like,
There was
and
no
then he became a
voices.
taco.
True.
No, there was no
Cujo
voices.
should have just become a taco, and then Ryan Reynolds could have eaten her, and then that would have been a wonderful ending.
No,
Because then,
don't eat me. I've never
you're
watched
too
Friends.
hot.
You're too hot to eat me.
I thought she was.
Even though it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Let's do one more. This one, Tristan gets to
God.
start. So, Haley gives us a genre.
Romantic comedy.
Okay. The guy is Sean Connery. Alex, help us out.
I'd say the girl again.
You don't have to say
You're the
a
one with
girl.
all the lists.
or I
Skip
could say another
romance.
guy. I could do another guy. I'm thinking about
Dude,
that.
progressive romantic comedy.
Wait, hold
good.
on. I'm going to say
White
Derek
Russian.
Zoolander.
Okay.
All
Tristan.
right.
Where are they?
They're on the set of a photo shoot.
Perfect.
Start us out.
Derek is showing off blue steel. Sean Connery is the one behind the photographer calling out different poses. All of them are blue steel. And it is through this photo shoot finally that Sean Connery realizes what a beautiful man Derek Zoolander really is and how unique blue steel is. And he has to approach him after the photo shoot.
But
What
the
a
twist,
What is the twist?
the twist is that Derek Zoolander has to leave the country the very next day,
Oh.
Oh,
and
That's
so
a sad twist.
this is a sad romantic comedy.
and so Sean Connery and Derek Zoolander go and have a nice lunch on the patio of this restaurant in Paris. And Sean Connery is just like, "Oh, Sonny, your blue steel is just it just tears at my soul that you're going away. I want to see your blue steel every day of my life."
But the
What a
twist,
blue steel is
Sean
really
Connery was
fantastic.
planning to kill him before he could leave the country.
Wow.
But as Zoolander turned his back and he raised his knife, he said, "I can't do it."
What a twist! Because Sean Connery said, "You know what? I really do love you. True love
That was
conquers all."
a horrible Sean Connery. Shock it,
Wait,
Sherlock.
I'm sorry. Sean Connery thinks that. No,
Sean
true love
Connery
conquers
fucks
all.
himself in third person.
What a twist.
Charlemagne.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so he
Oh,
throws
okay.
the knife into the river, takes Derek Zoolander in his big, strong, manly arms, gives him a big old hug.
And shows off his age spots.
And then finally he says,
I
have to tell
love
you,
that.
you are my son.
Ooh.
So it
Did
wasn't
you
a romance after all. It was a touchy-feely Hallmark movie.
Finding his horror movie.
Ta-da! What a twist.
Yeah.
The ending message is that family is what really matters.
That's
And not
way
killing
too
people
close
with
to the
knives.
No.
Yes.
Also, apparently the Seine is just full of knives now.
I guess. So that was fun.
That was interesting. And I
It
do
was
really
different.
great Sean Connery, guys.
Do your Sean Connery again.
This is the Player 4 podcast. Aha.
Shock it, Trebek.
Fuck from back. Ain't no bum couples.
We're not allowed to do Sean Connery anymore.
No, now it's going to be all Sean Connery all the time.
Welcome
Like,
to the
next script
Player
reading
4.
we do, I'm going to make everyone be Sean Connery. You just
What is
watch.
Sean Connery?
And you can't stop me.
I can't.
Plot
you-
twist.
Try though I might.
I think I do a really good Sean Connery. Like, I don't think people would be able to recognize Sean Connery in my voice. They'd be like, that's the same person.
They'll think it's your Batman again.
Are you sure?
I know.
Excuse me, Nolanchi.
I'm amazing, guys, at impersonations.
Do your Batman like if Sean Connery was Batman, what would he be?
Wasn't Sean Connery Batman at one? No, I'm saying he's 007. Sorry.
Oh my god.
Okay, hold on. This is not I am the villain that the Gotham needs. Aha!
That was horrible.
Hey!
It's supposed to be horrible, Joe.
You're horrible, and your face is horrible, and everybody else is horrible, and I hate you guys.
Oh, you did a nice job, lassie.
Yay! Thanks, Sean Connery.
Should we tease towards that thing that we talked about doing soon?
Should we?
The awesome thing that we might be doing soon?
I'm
I
excited.
was actually about to be like, what are we doing?
It's that super secret thing we haven't told anyone that we're doing yet. Should we
Oh.
tease towards that?
We
You mean the fact that I'm getting my foot amputated?
Are you?
That is an awesome thing that we're doing.
She can
We're
be
amputating
that.
her foot at RTX.
We're
She
gonna
can be
do
the one-legged-
Surgeon Simulator, but on a real person.
We're going to revolutionize the gaming industry.
Yeah, you're gonna
Where'd the
really
heart
remove
go?
my
Yeah.
foot.
We're
Yeah,
going to play Operation.
screw virtual reality. We're actually doing reality.
Yeah.
Reality.
I only
Real
need one
reality.
foot anyway, so.
Let my armies be the rocks and the trees and the birds in the sky.
So we're back to Sean Connery again.
We are, because he's awesome. Sorry.
Sean
Sean
Connery,
Connery.
you want to tease towards what we'll be doing?
Yes. We'll be playing video games, because that is what we do on this podcast.
Yes, that's the teaser. We're going to play a video game. And maybe next week we'll say what game it is.
It's
Oh
true.
my gosh.
We're like
game?
building
We're gonna
up
play
the
Tetris.
suspense.
Haley, you never said the URL of your Twitch channel. You want to go ahead and do that?
It's twitch.tv/playerhayer. Which apparently I've gotten a lot of questions about why, because my gamer tag on Xbox One is playerhayer as well.
Wait, can you
And
spell
people-
that? Because I can't understand how it's spelled.
PLAYER player and then
Yeah.
HAYER. And it's
Oh.
a pun. Player hater,
Got it.
player hater. What?
Player Hazer.
I still don't know why you didn't do Hazelnut.
Because I like puns, and puns are who I am.
How is Hazelnut not a pun?
Okay, it is a pun, but shut up. I like player hair.
She
I
gets
thought
to
it was
be player
creative.
hair if she wants to be player hair.
Yeah,
Don't
you're not my dad.
Don't hey the player, hey the game.
Yeah. I was playing Evil Within yesterday, and I walked to the door and I went the wrong way, and there was literally a whole pack of zombies that look up and start chasing me, and I was like, ah! My friend was watching me. She goes, "How did you manage that?" I'm like, "I walked straight into them." It's terrible. I should not play horror games.
So, zombie apocalypse, never follow Haley.
Yeah, I
Because
will
she will
lead you
jump.
straight to hell. Honestly.
She will lead you to zombies.
Haley,
Yeah.
you had such an amazing Sean Connery Batman. Why don't you play us out?
Oh God. Okay. Thanks for watching for the Playerful podcast. This is us signing off.
We're the podcast you deserve, but not the one you need.
That
Or probably the one you want.
Goodbye, everyone.
Fuzzy things.
I'm gonna go drink a big bottle of water.
Toodles!
To stay sane, you have to be in light.
Maybe? I'm not familiar with that one, but I would not
Wait,
be
isn't
surprised.
Amnesia like that?
What?
Amnesia,
Yeah,
Amnesia's
that's
the
what
one.
that's what it is. Amnesia, that's the one.
Does that have a sanity meter?
It's not a
It does-
sanity meter, but if you're in the dark too long, you're gonna go bananas.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually want to try
B-A-N-A-N-A.
that